Hour of trade, the stock was around 345 rupees odd. Now it's moved to the low point of the day, and they put a disclosure on the BSE. So for the time being, this fall is being attributed to those related party transactions that they've disclosed on the exchanges. Now there are three broad parts. One is in terms of the subscription revenue. So let's start with regard to that. If you look at the subscription income coming in from the related parties, from Dish TV, it's gone up by nearly around 90% in the past year. From City Networks, that's gone up by nearly around 35% odd in the past year odd. And in terms of the total subscription income increase in FY19, it was at around 285 crores, and it appears nearly around 265 crores out of the 285 crores have come in from related parties. But remember, there was a merger in the last year between Dish TV and Videocon D2H. So that was, maybe expected, because that merger came into effect at some part in the past year. The problem is the receivables. They as well have gone up. So from Dish TV, it's gone up by nearly around 300 crores. And from the other related party, that City Networks, has gone up by nearly around 100 crores. So that's a cause of worry, because that money is still outstanding. Two parts, and the third part really is the loans and advances that they've given to group companies. In the previous year, it was only at around 40 crores. Now that number has ballooned up to around 225 crores. So three broad points, Sumera. One is the sales increase or the income coming in from related parties. The receivables have spiked up. And thirdly, the loans and advances that have been given to these related parties. Remember, the management could have a clarification on this. So we're waiting by for that. For the time being, the stock at the low point of the day.
Okay, let's talk about Emami, the other stock where there's been a lot of interest of late. Mangalam is telling us what's going on after that large trade that we saw yesterday. Mangalam.
Absolutely, Samira. The last trade yesterday took the stock lower by about 8% yesterday, and today the stock is bouncing up as I speak around 8-9% as well. So a couple of things that stand out. The first one, promoters sold about 10% stake in the company. SBI Mutual Fund bought about 3%. So the promoter stake sale overhang, at least for the near term, goes away, and that is what is stoking a bit of a relief rally on that stock. But more importantly, as soon as the details of the purchaser came in the bulk deal data, people started assuming that maybe, SBI Mutual Fund has some exposure to Emami's paper, and that was a bit of a pressure point on the stock. However, this morning, both the company and State Bank of India Mutual Fund clarified that Emami has no NCDs outstanding with SBI MF, and SBI MF also said that none of their schemes have any paper from Emami. So that was a bit of a relief rally. Over and above that, we had a Citi report as well. While they've cut their target price on the stock, they still maintain their buy rating on the stock. They say that at current valuations, which is 20 times, the stock trades at lower than the industry, and also lower than what it has traded at in the past. So 40% discount to the FMCG industry is what Emami is currently trading at. However, near term, the concerns are with regards to the promoter group, which they believe in the near term, short-term obligations are done away with. In the long term, they can perhaps monetize some of their stake coming in from the cement business, the real estate business, and the hospitals business. So from here on, any news with regards to the promoter deleveraging or monetizing any of their assets, group-related assets, would be the big re-rating point for Emami, and valuations are cheap right now.
Okay, all right, Mangalam. Thanks so much for that. Well, before we go to the next stock, just keep an eye out on IFCI. Last couple of days, reports have been indicating, there's a couple of disclosures on the exchange as well. They're looking to sell their non-core assets. So if that comes about, it'll be good news. The stock is up. Remember, it's been a big underperformer in the last few years. And even to get this money, how will they deploy it? Because remember, the asset quality on their books has been absolutely horrid in the last few years. So getting some money will be good news. But how do they deploy that as well for the time being? Big volumes on that stock, up close to around 15%. But Nimesh joins us to tell us about SBI Life and L&T Tech. Nimesh.
Well, so in both the companies, there is an OFS which got launched last evening. So the OFS opens today for institutional investors and tomorrow for retail investors. First for SBI Life, the foreign partner of SBI Life, which is PNB Paribas Cardiff, they are going to sell another 2.5 crore shares via OFS. The floor price is set at 650, which is why the stock is down 4% in today's trade. Again, PNB Paribas has been selling stake in SBI Life for a while now, and that hangover has been there on that stock. Remember, in March, they sold 9% stake to Carlyle Group in a block deal. So because of the supply hangover, you'll see the stock underperforming, and even in today's trade, the stock is down 4%. If you look at L&T Technologies, there it's a small OFS from L&T Group. I guess this is the last one which will come for L&T Technologies. But again, there the stock is down because of the discount offered in the OFS. So L&T is looking to sell 2 lakh shares from the in an OFS. For institutional investors, it opens today, and for retail, it will open tomorrow. I guess for L&T Technologies, the good part is maybe this is the last leg, because after this, the L&T stake will come down to 75%, which is the SEBI norm. But both the stocks are down largely on the fact that there is an OFS coming up, which is open today for institutional investors, and it will open for retail investors tomorrow.
All right. Torrent Power is another big gainer today, and it's moving on very, very large volumes. Anisha is here to tell us what's helping this stock move higher. Anisha.
Well, Torrent Power is reacting to a favourable order that it has got from Gujarat Electricity Regulatory Commission, and that pertains to the annual fixed charge of around 1.1 rupee per unit that now it can collect on the 274 megawatt PPA that it has for its Unosigen plant. Now, do remember that this order is dated 19th June, but the stock is reacting today because it was uploaded on the website only yesterday or day before, and that is why the street is taking note of this fact now. Now, as a part of this deal, the company has given away the right to collect this charge retrospectively for the last 6 years, but going forward, it is going to collect 1.1 rupee per unit for the 274 megawatt brownfield expansion that it did at the Unosigen plant. Now, the impact on the P&L could be quite significant because the back of the hand calculation suggests that at 85% of the normative level, this can add around 200 crores to the company's bottom line, and that works out around 20% of the current profit that the company has. So yes, a material announcement coming in for the company, but then there are a lot of conditions that the company will also have to meet in terms of the fuel supply agreement, in terms of the cost audit that it will have to get done. But nonetheless, a positive news coming in, and the stock is reacting to that.
Well, the stock is flying away and matching with the color you're wearing, Anisha. The stock well in the green now, up close to around 8.5%. But talking about color, there's green on the screen. The Nifty should come up for you. That's moved to the high point of the day. Quite a few stocks moving around, and the ticker team is alerting you on that. But besides that, I think you should be pulling up some of these heavyweight stocks. HDFC should come up for you on the screen. That's normally the one that moves the index. So HDFC, ITC, and maybe Reliance Industries. All those three frontliners, they've seen a bit of a spike, and that's why now the Nifty is up close to around 20 points approximately. You should get actually the intraday chart of ITC as well as Reliance Industries as well moving for you. That's right, ITC as well moving to the high point of the day. And I think a bit of an uptick is what we're seeing on Reliance Industries. That's why we're sitting at the high point of the day. Nifty Bank moving into the green as well. But let's do a quick recap then of all the top buzzing stocks we just covered. Zee Entertainment, Imami, SBI Life, L&T Tech, and finally, Torrent Power.
All right, let's take a very quick break. Up next is an excerpt from my exclusive chat that we had with the top team at Pidilite. Don't go anywhere. You'll want to watch this one.